Welcome, trainees, to another session of this wonderful training. Today's topic is television and agricultural reporting. Like I have said in the previous sessions that we had, I talked about the specific procedures, processes, and aspect of reporting in various areas. Before that, I talked about specialized reporting because you will be expected to report uh, on various beats. So you need to understand how reporting on those beats would be carried out. You know, you have educational reporting, judicial reporting, agricultural reporting, aviation reporting, and all that. There are many beats that reports are being conducted. That is the reason this training is focused on the specifics. Like I have said, it's not a generalized training where everything will be chopped up and given to you. There's a detailed breakdown for this training. So today is television and agricultural reporting. You will be expected to conduct reports, to carry out reports in areas of agriculture, uh, just like the word is emphasizing on agricultural development, the United Nations, the federal government, state government development. So, what is the role of television in ensuring that this development is being enhanced, is being encouraged, is being facilitated? Television played an important role. The media, television, media platforms, organizations play important roles in ensuring that issues of agriculture are being attended to, are being treated with the required urgency, are being responded to by the government and other related agencies and organizations. There are various aspects of coverages in agriculture. There are many aspects of reportage in agriculture. There are various crops and there are various seasons. You know, we have the rainy and dry seasons, and then there are some crops that um, uh, they have their way of a production. There are some that can be only once a year, some twice a year. So it is expected that you should be able to do your research, because I mentioned the importance of research in the media. Research is a catalyst for ensuring that reports are being done accurately. Research is a catalyst, just like in sciences, where you talk about a catalyst that facilitates a chemical reaction but remain unchanged at the end of that reaction. So it means that research, whatever you find out from your research, we help you to do the story very well, except where biases or inefficiency comes in, which that is the reason this training has been organized to correct such biases and inefficiency, so that whatever thing you will be doing on the field will be professionally done. So you need to take note of these things. You take note of the kind of report that you're going to report. In agriculture, like I said, there are various agricultural produce that are being marketed. There are a lot of crops, you know, a lot of crops that are being cultivated, and there are a lot of tools, equipment, or machineries that are used in agricultural development. So, if you are to conduct a report on agricultural development, first you need to embark on a research. What kind of report do you want to dive into? Is it mango farming? Is it orange farming? Is it wheat, yam, cassava, or what? There must be an area of focus. So once you choose a topic, you want to do a future story. Future story is longer than a news story, because a future story is a story where you select a particular topic and then you focus on the importance of that topic. You interview people about that topic. You get responses. So the interview in future story is different from the news story generally that forms the bulletin, because in the future story you ask detailed questions. You ask more questions rather. You ask many questions, but in a box pop or in an interview of an event that happened, you try to get brief questions, and you get your answers in a summarized way. But in a future story, you get detailed explanation. That is, a news report can also be taken out and be made to be a future story where you focus on that topic on the news bulletin. You can take that out and use 15 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes to dwell on it. It will become a future story. That is, you are focusing on that story. You interview a lot of people in future stories. You interview experts, you interview regulatory agencies. What are the regulatory agencies or the bodies in charge of regulating such a process? What are the requirements for those to be involved in such activity? What are the things not to do? What are the punishment or penalties for doing or going against the rules, regulations, or the law that are regulated by such agencies? So all those things are put in place so that you get the details, and then once you are doing your report, the essence of doing this report is to inform people. A lot of people want to do certain things, but they lack information. That is why the media is always there to rescue such people from their ignorance. The media is there to rescue such people from their ignorance and ensure that they pass the accurate information. Because once an information is being distorted, information is not appropriately passed to the audience, they will be working with unreliable information that can cause series of problems. So the media is expected to stand firm and give accurate information. So by the day and issues of importance are being discussed, those who want to go into a particular business will now know the challenges, will know the things required to do, will know the various processes, because in agriculture, there are some crops that can produce better on a particular soil than the other. We have different type of soil. We have different type of soil nutrients and fertility. They vary. So a crop that will do well on a particular soil will not do well on the other. So not all crops that can be grown on the same soil. Just like you talk about watermelon, you talk about apple, carrot. These are crop that you cannot grow them anywhere or anyhow. You just need to know where to put them. You need to know how they can be cultivated, what is required, what type of environment will be good for them. Is it an environment that is extremely cold or extremely hot, or at what level of temperature that will be required? So all these things can only be known when a research is being conducted. You must not be an agriculturist to know these things. You need to do your research as a reporter because you need to find out these things before you ask questions, concept. For instance, if you want to go on the topic concerning let's say cassava, for instance, because cassava is something that you can get starch from cassava, you can get uh, gari from cassava, you can get akpu from cassava, and you can get a lot of things can be obtained from cassava. So there are people who might want to go into cassava farming, and they want to understand what they stand to gain, because some persons have money, they want to do investment in agriculture. So they want to get investment. So future stories can be done on various aspects because you are trained by 3P's Media to be creative. One thing about media is creativity. You must not always follow the status quo. What is being done, let our own creativity and innovation. 3P's Media can inculcate innovative and creative reportage that would make other media organizations to copy from 3P's Media. If you look at the way journalism has been today, it is because of various innovations, changes to occur in the or let us change this avenue to be increased for audience to increase. There will be some persons that would actually pick interest and want to copy and do the same in their own television station or in their own area. If you want to do anything, you need to know the steps to follow. So first, you can now look at people who already have farms. You can go and interview them, people who already have cassava farms. You can go there and interview them. Then you ask them questions about how did they start this business, what happened, what sacrifices were made, how did they do this, did they put fertilizer or they didn't, what made the soil to be fertile to give them this yield. And then you now try to know the challenges they went through, the things, the security issues, and all that. So you will be able to package a future story that would educate people venturing into agricultural business in cassava. So they will now know that okay, if I want to cultivate cassava, this is the step or these are the steps I will have to follow. This would be the cost involved on the average. These are the people I will need to do business with. This would be the kind of agricultural tools, equipment, or machines that I would need if I want to cultivate on this hectare of land. When you have a large portion of land and you want to do certain businesses, by getting people to do that for you manually may be difficult, tax involving, and maybe it will delay. But when you have tractors and other machines that can help do that, you know the cost involved, you know the people in charge, where it can be hired, and all that, you'll be able to do your business more comfortably and more profit driven. So you can set that. So the media is expected expected to dig this and put to the public space. Let the public know, and then you can go into future story on mangoes, future story on oranges and all that. You can select a particular aspect. Future story in agricultural reporting doesn't mean you just report generally. You have to still go to the aspect of agriculture that you want to report. So maybe in that agriculture, you can now do a future story on fertilizer and its impact on farming. So you can just select what type of fertilizers do we have, what type of crop would need this kind of fertilizer, or are all fertilizers to be used on all crops. So it will be a forum to educate people, so that it will be a unique thing that people will say, Three Piece Media gives us very detailed future stories on issues of importance. So others will start copying that, okay, let us be having our future story the same way Three Piece Media does. So you are expected to bring aspects that are not common. You go deep, you now dive on that, you get the required information, and you go to the field too, because you are dealing with audio visual. This is television. What people are watching, they are seeing differently than what they read in newspapers or hear on radio. So you ensure that when you interview people in their workplaces or in their houses where they'll grant you interview, come to my house and you'll be interviewed, or come to my office, and then you try to get the short. If you're talking about agricultural equipment, agricultural tools or machines that are used in farming or in cultivating certain crops, you should get the visuals, let the audience see how this machine you are talking about look, how this tractor you are talking about look. So if they see that, they will be moved more to do what is required to ensure that they hire that or buy where they are for sale. They will see that and know that, okay, this is what is here and I will be able to buy and use for. It is very, very important to take that. So by the time these reports are being arranged this way and are packaged, are well arranged, it will educate people. It will educate the audience. It will give them the knowledge of what they have not known or what they don't know. And once that happens, it will, like I have said, it will be a plus to Three Piece Media, because certain things, as you see, are not done by other media organization. So you are expected to know these things, because I have taught you the importance of research. I talked about the importance of research in one of our sessions, and I made mention of how it helps in getting information and working with to avoid certain litigation that might arise due to fake reports or inaccurate reports. So you need to know the topic in agri that you want to do a future story on. You can select any. This training is to ensure that you are professional in your places of assignments. So you must not wait, like I have said in some of the sessions that we had. had that you must not wait until you are assigned to a bid or you are told to submit a report. You can do a report on your own even without being told, despite the fact that the training is ongoing, you are already involved in service. So you have to start doing things to show that you know what you're doing by practicalizing what is being taught. So you can go to any farmer, you can go to any ministry, agricultural ministry in your state or local government, and you can talk to them that you want to do a future story on any topic, maybe cassava farming, yam farming, or any crop. The reason certain things are happening that affects the crop. What are the pesticides to be used to control them? What are the chemicals to be used to control pests from affecting certain crops, or to control certain unwanted elements in damaging the crop? How should the storage be done so that whatever topic you pick to deal with, you will go in details. You will give the importance, and then in your research you can now get the states where this is being done. In your research you can now give, if it is yam, which state in Nigeria has is topping the chart for producing for yam production for then you get that. Then you can now get, if it is within a state, which local government is topping the chart for that. So it will help you to give information to business men and women out there, because once they know that in a particular state or area, this is the place where, if we want to get a large number of this agricultural produce, this is where we can go to get. So your future story will really make a significant impact. And then you interview experts in that area. That is one thing. Any aspect that you are going to do any future about, you will look for an expert in that area you are focusing on. Is it are you talking about fisheries? So who are those in charge of fisheries? So you meet an expert who has been fisheries, who has fish ponds or has been in the business for years, who knows the do's and don'ts, who have the expertise in that area. Such a person must appear in that future story. Otherwise, the report will not have all the ingredients, all the elements that are required to make it unique. Because during the report, the post production, normally production is done, because it's not going to be a live production, it's a recorded production. Even live too, names of interviewees are being written, is being seen on screen. But in this aspect, it's still is a recorded production, which after that the name of the person will be written before it's being transmitted. So by the time you do that, you forward it to Three-Piece Media, and Three-Piece Media will know how to put it, to edit it and put it in a way that it will be good enough to appear on the public space. So and you put the where the person is, maybe the person is manager or is a staff there, you can indicate it, or HOD, Department of Fisheries, University of that. So people see that, oh, this person talking is an expert. The people will believe what the person is saying more. Expert in the area is somebody who doesn't know. People will be wondering, where did this one know this thing? Are you sure he's saying the right thing? So that's why when an information is out, people will ask, where's the source? Source is wrong. But because the information is coming from a credible source, people will believe that wrong information coming from a credible source. That is why people ask, where did you get your story? Where did you get this? When people post things on social media, you see under the comment section, people will be asking, source, please. Where did you get the information? Who said it? When you post put this day Punch newspaper, people believe that more because they are national dailies that they hardly give fake news because of the implication. Because they have more professional reporters who know what they are doing, who have been in the field of newspaper journalism or print journalism for years. So they understand the ethics of reporting. They know the media law implication. If certain things are done that are not right, if certain things are fake, so we hear some mistakes are being made. You hear of litigations where newspaper organizations have paid huge sum of money for certain issues that came up due to litigation. So they are more professional in their reportage. So once the source is seen, NTA reports these channels, TV, Arise, coming from three-piece media, coming from recognized media organization. Once they say things, they know that for this platform to say this, it means they really know it is true. Otherwise, they won't say it. So the source matters a lot in your report. So just ensure that applicable to this, but everything. So you ensure that you interview an expert, at least one, in any future story you are doing. If an expert is not close, you can locate where an expert is, because it is not going to be a one-day coverage. You can do the first part today, tomorrow you do the next, and then put it together and forward. It's not something that you want to do everything that day. So you can go about the issues and then get to the audience, and then you interview first. You interview people who farm this crop or this agricultural produce you are talking about. Is it yam or cassava? Those who farm, and it should be those who do it on commercial basis, because the essence of doing this is to encourage people to go into commercial agricultural businesses. So they need to know what it takes. So you interview those who have been in the business, who have done that, and then they will tell you the challenges they face, the things they went through before they do that. And then you interview experts in the area of that business. You interview those who do the business of buying, those who do the production, the cultivation business. Some they do that and then sell. Then others buy from them and then sell. So you go and interview them, and then they will tell you what the challenges are in doing this business. Maybe are there multiple taxes on the way, or are there multiple taxes in the market where they go to buy those things? So if there are multiple taxes, are those taxes legal or illegal? So if there are legal taxes, why should those taxes be like that? Is taxes keep changing because of the taxes. I've had an opportunity to do various interviews in agriculture, and I know that agricultural produce are being sold based on the taxes they involved. So a lot of business women and men have told me that because they paid various taxes from where you buy that on the road, there are a lot of checkpoints. You pay, and then by the time you get to your destination, they calculate how much they have spent on the way, and then how much ordinarily they would have sold this, and then they add the cost of all the expenses on the way, paying taxes, paying checkpoints, giving police on the road, and all that. They add to that. By the time such addition is being made, then they will now do the mathematics and get what they can sell to make up the money. So So when I spoke with one of the business women, he told me that, well, in the end, when they pay this thing, they only feel sorry for the final consumers, because whatever they give people on the way, the unnecessary taxes, because there are certain taxes that are unnecessary until the government is ready to ensure that they check these things and avoid certain taxes which they don't even go to the pocket of the government. Some of those saddle the responsibility of collecting tax collectors. Some will create additional receipts that are not part of what they are sent to do. So by the time this gets to a level where they pay too much, they will say that, well, the final consumer will suffer. So if we pay this, we increase the price in the market. So it is as if the final consumers are the ones paying the taxes, they are the one paying the checkpoints on the road. That was what the businesswoman told me. That when they do that, they come and increase the price. So it is, in fact, he didn't say it. He said the final consumer are the ones that pay for the taxes, because once they pay anything like that, they come and increase the price. Because most of these checkpoints on the road are illegal. What they do is not appropriate. So they are the ones causing the inflation too in terms of agriculture. They are the ones causing increase in the prices of commodities, because when people pay, you can't expect someone to buy something for 10,000 and then pay taxes or give um, uh, police and other people on the road up to 5,000, and then you expect the person to sell that for just 11. The person would now shoot it maybe 16 or 17. That is why when people find out the cost of certain things in the market, in the places they are being produced, the cost of moving what they buy from the place of production to where it is being sold, by the time that moves, what they spend on the way may be even the same with what they get a unit cost or more. So they discovered that they will have to add something to make it up, because business is about making profit. When you do any business and you are not making profit, then it means your business has become a charity organization. So you don't go into a business for somebody to tell you where to go to and what to do. So you don't go into a business for some forces to turn them to charity organization against your will. So by the time you do that, it no more becomes business again, because no profit is being made. You are always having deficit. By the time you say you're having minus. With a picture story, you will be able to capture everything involved. When you talk about agricultural reporting, it doesn't mean you report the farming only. You report about the fertilizer required or the pesticides needed, and then your cultivation and marketing to the consumers that consume whatever you are reporting to. If it is Gary, those who buy Gary, what is the cost now? The way the Gary was being tied for 13 naira before, now you cannot even get Gary of 15 naira. It's 100 and above. So why is it so? So consumers will now tell you their own side of the story, what they are facing. So from what they say, what the business people in the line or the transporter or the distributor says, then from what the expert would say, and then those that produce this thing or cultivate this produce say, from there you will be able to pass a concrete, maybe you're able to pass concrete and reliable and accurate information to the audience. By the time they watch that, the consumers will know that these are the issues issues that have led to the cost to be high on us. This is why we are buying this thing higher than expected. So your report will help to enlighten, to enlighten the audience. So it's very, very important to do that. Future story in not just in agriculture, but in other aspects, like I have said, will be very, very important. So since we are talking about agriculture today, that's why I'm making emphasis on agriculture and then just bringing in some aspects as illustration or examples. So you need to do that, give everything in detail so that it will enlighten people. Your future story will, one, help of cultivation to now know the things that are required. Then the experts in the area, by the time they give their own expert opinion or view, the audience will now know that okay, this is how things should be. So if those who are doing the business are facing one or two challenges or that, it could be maybe bad policies, or maybe the ground is factors affecting their business, their cultivation. And then by the time you hear from those who are doing the business of buying and selling, it will be easier for the audience to know that there are issues them. So they will now tell you all the other issues involved. They will tell you that these are the challenges they face, and that is why it goes to this form. Then by the time the final consumer now talks, and then the final consumers express their feeling towards that, you will understand the real issue that happened that leads to this kind of inflation or hike in price, or making things to be that expensive. And then the process required the cost involved in doing all that. So it will be a package that will have so much to learn from. So you can do that after this training today. You can decide to give it a try. You can select a topic, you can go online, you can go to the field and see how you can package a report, a future story that you can send to 3-piece media. It will really help those. So you as a reporter will have the credit, because in every report that is being given, the reporter is being known. So you are promoting yourself as well. You are making yourself marketable. So you should ensure that you do that. So once you do that, it will really help. It will provide the platform for others to learn. It will open the frontier of knowledge for others to follow. So you bring that creativity to 3-piece media by ensuring you select a topic, go to the field, and then do your research. First, you select a topic, you first do your research. You can go online and you can do your research online. You can get the necessary information you need online, get certain things, and then you can do off interview so that you get certain information to prepare you for the production proper, and then you can ask them questions about certain things. You note them down. That is you are supposed to have a reporter's notebook. Your notebook will help you document your activities. Any activity you are doing for the day, you put the date, date, the day, and maybe the time, and then you can put the topic and things you have done that day for record purposes, because you may need to fall back on that. Certain names you need to write, because it will be wrong to write the names of people in an incorrect way. So you must get the names of people correctly. So you have your reporter's notebook, not just names of people, names of places and things. Because when your report has errors, names are not becomes a problem. So you need to actually ensure that you get this thing put in place, so that you will be able to do the work very well. So you can first go out, do your research, get the necessary information, do an off-camera recording. I mean, off-camera interview people on the subject matter who are knowledgeable. Get this process is known as pre-production, because I have taught you pre-production, production, and post-production in television news production. So research, asking questions, finding out certain things, setting your cameras, arranging your media equipment is an aspect of is a pre-production aspect. That is to show to you that you are prepared for that. You get the necessary before you embark on that research properly. So once you do that, before you go into the production properly. So when you go into a production unequipped, you will do a production that will be flawed, will have a series of errors, which will discredit three-piece media. Three-piece media is not supposed to be discredited. It's supposed to be applauded. So when you present any report or anything that is not appropriate, you are making three-piece media not to get the glory it deserves. So your efficiency in production would promote three-piece media to a very high level, because people will be looking at three-piece media. Then some might even come for you, like coming to ask for your services. That we have watched programs on three-piece media, and we have realized that they are being produced by, some of the reporters. I mean, they are being initiated, and the report done by some of the reporters. And once your name is mentioned, three-piece media would receive the glory for creating the platform for you to get certain favors. And you can start with three-piece media, and there, when others see your input, they can come to ask for your services, so they can meet three-piece media management that this reporter is very good. We saw a report he or she did on a particular topic, and we're interested in engaging the person to do one or two things for us. So no organization will not be happy that outsiders or reporters are going on with their activities. So it is very, very important that you take this training very seriously. So you'll be able to make a potent impact as it should be. So after the training today, our next training will be on Thursday. So between tomorrow and Thursday, you should be able to do something about this, especially in agriculture, because now we are into farming season. So you'll be able to get a very good topic to do a future story about and forward to it can be used. You'll be is ensuring. So by the time you do things that are worth doing and you do well, you will definitely receive commendation. You will definitely receive commendation, and it will follow with some kind of benefit, because there are various organizations that reward exceptional staff, exceptional workers. When you do things exceptionally, you get a reward. Even in civil service, there are staffs that why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is talking about bringing a performance a wage and a performance performance salary. Yes, that it should be based on that there will be a salary structure that will be based on staff performance. So people can be employed on the same grade level, but some will be collecting more salaries than others because a system will be set to evaluate their performance. So people can be lecturers, but there will be some lecturers that will be collecting more than others on the same grade level and the same step. So the addition will be based on productivity. How productive has this staff been? How many papers have you written? How many seminars, workshops have you attended? How many people have you made impact? How many people have you mentored to a particular level? So it will be a performance-based salary. That is what it was said by President Tinubu. So we are waiting to see if the implementation will actually kickstart. So some policies are being brought up, but implementation or initiation to kickstart has always been one of the major problems in Nigeria policy making system. So if that is done, it will really make a lot of civil servants to sit up. So the same thing in three-piece media. If you are doing what is good and what doing well, you are being productive, innovative, creative, definitely they will be also do well to do same. So you need to start being creative. I've told you before that you should be sending me various stories that you cover, various events that you cover, so that it can be edited and used. No, you must not put it in the final way. You can just get the recordings and do what you can. By the time you send to three-piece media, it will be edited and put in its final stage to be transmitted or uploaded to be viewed by the audience. So that is something that you should take into cognizance. Like I said, not been issued yet for you to use in some aspect where identity cards will be required. But for now, whatever method use that, if you are a student, you can use your student identity card. If you are a staff, you can use your identity card to get access to certain persons. You can tell the person where you are a student here, but you want to do a future story on this. You are a staff here, but you want to do a future story on that. So you must not necessarily be a journalist before you can ask people questions. So you can do in people interview. So you may just want to learn. So some things you can do for learning purposes. So you can go there and present the ID cards, tell them you want to do a future story on that it will help people, it will educate people on the challenges, the prospect, and procedures involved in this topic that you have picked. So you will be allowed to do that. So you can now get the information you need, get the things you your story and forward to Trippies Media. Just like the human being, and I've always been saying you should do well, forward your reports to the appropriate email that he has given, and whatever thing that will be. So you need to keep it up because this platform is here to make you up. It means doing what you can do anywhere and will be applauded. Professionalism is not only done in where you are working. If you are professional, it means you can be professional anywhere. So Three-Piece Media is not training you to just be professional in Three-Piece Media, so that even if you leave Three-Piece Media tomorrow, wherever you are, you will still be professional, and Three-Piece Media will be proud that you are its product. So it is very good. That is the reason you see when students graduate from an institution and are doing well, you see the institution being very proud of. So it will make people to see, so this school has quality teachers and maybe practical facilities for practical experience or experiment of that aspect, and they are excelling. So it will make people want to go to the school. Some parent will tell you, I'll take my child to that school where these people graduated from. Look at how they are doing things very effectively. It seems their department in this aspect is very good. Maybe they love fishery, forestry, and all that. So they'll be moved to take their action. So three-piece media too will be proud of you all if you be more professional. You become professionals. I talked about the ethics. I began the introductory aspect where I explained what a media is and types of media. Then I moved into media code of ethics and media law. Because without knowing the code of ethics and the law, you cannot do journalism. You cannot practice journalism professionally because you may make some utterances that will be different. So the code of ethics and the law will bring to you certain things to be said and not to be said. At what point should this be said or not? So there are certain things that although supposed to say them were ethics, because of ethics, you're not supposed to say certain things, even though they are correct. So the fact that something is correct doesn't mean that it must be said because it is correct or it is right. So all those things were being taught. So I believe you understand your reportage, you know the requirements. So the essence of the code of ethics and media law is for you to be equipped, to be armed with the ethics and the law required to do this work effectively, so that you will not be caught wanting in any aspect, so that nobody is going to sue you or file a suit for defamation or for trespassing or for intruding. That is the reason I always talk about asking for permission. Whenever you go to any place, seek permission from them that you are here, you want to do this, you want to do that. They will grant you the permission. You can't just walk into any place and start working that you are a journalist, so you'll be doing anything. No. Some will sue you for trespassing. They will tell you it's a criminal offense, that you are going there to commit evil or to steal. So that becomes a case. So you need to actually go and report, introduce yourself to the appropriate people and tell them your reason. You will not be granted permission to do that. They will tell you that, well, for today, nobody's allowed to be here, but you can come back tomorrow or next, or this is who you should meet. Different organizations have their procedures of activities or how they work. So the way organization A works will not be the same with the way organization B works. Some places, once you go there, a form will be given to you to fill. They'll take to one place to sign, and then a book, visitor's book, will be given to you, or log will be given to you. You now enter your name, there to visitors. That you put that record before you be allowed to do whatever you want to do within the premises. By the time you're going out, you still have to sign, or some permission must be granted from the head. So you must ensure to keep those things. You cannot just go to anywhere and feel because you are a journalist, you can do anyhow, act anyhow. No, it's not done like that. If you are a journalist and you break the law, you will suffer the consequence. That is the reason media law is there. Even journalists are being judged. Even lawyers who are in the judiciary are being judged. So even military people, police are being judged, who are law enforcement agencies, who are law enforcement agents. They're also judged. So you should try as much as possible to do the needful at all times, follow the exact procedures involved in doing things so that you will be able to do things the way they should be. So you shouldn't be caught wanting in any way. You should ensure that you follow the exact procedure, and every step that is required of you. You should ensure that you follow in doing your duties. You shouldn't underestimate anybody. You shouldn't go to any place and start quarreling with anybody. If anybody talks to you anyhow, you just tell the person you are sorry. Even if you are being insulted, you tell the person you are sorry, you apologize. Even when you know you are right, you just apologize because you are there to get information. So if you want to claim that because you feel somebody is beneath you, a small boy, a small girl, you are like this and that, then you talk anyhow, you may not get what you are there for. You may not get the information again. So you have to try as much as possible not to go against certain things. If people talk to you anyhow, just take that and humble yourself so that you will get the information that you need. You will get what you need because you are working for an organization. You are representing an organization because your identity card carries the identity of an organization. So people know that it is three-piece media. It is three-piece media you are representing. So it will be wrong for them to see that and they say, "Ah, so is this how reporters in three-piece media behave? Is it how staff in three-piece media behave?" So your attitude will make certain persons to generalize your conduct. They will claim that that is the way three-piece media staff or reporters behave. Maybe anywhere an event happens and others go there, and once they check their ID card, they see a three-piece media. That is how their reporters are. Very rude reporters. Very they don't. So you should not uh, 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 take the reputation of three-piece media to a state of disrepute. So just do what is expected, do the right thing at all times, and the desired impact will definitely be made. So, just like I have said, between tomorrow and Thursday for the next session, you can pick a topic and just try to do something and forward to Trippies Media. It will really be appreciated. Thank you very much for being on the training today. Wish you a happy weekend. See you on Thursday. Bye.